You know, it is time to go back to school, and when kids hit the classroom, you want to make sure that they are feeling their absolute best. And joining us now is Dr. Kalpana DePasquale, is the founder and a physician at the St. Augustine Ears, Nose, and Throat. Thanks for being here. So it is an important topic to talk about.
It really is.
Making sure that you're sending your kids off on the right foot. So what are some things that we need to be on the lookout for?
We really need to see what's going on with our children, because sometimes their productivity at school or with sports or social interactions can be from some things that we don't think about. For example, nasal problems, allergies, sinus disease can really affect the way our children sleep. And then if they don't sleep right, obviously you're going to see that they don't perform as well as they should in various issues of their life, various aspects.
Yeah, I know, it's true. We see a lot of studies coming out. If you have a child who's growing up, whether high school or younger, you need to make sure you get X amount. I think it's 8, even sometimes more than that. And
Yes.
It's difficult to get the kids to go to sleep, but sometimes you wouldn't think to look back at allergies being the reason why they're not getting the sleep. So how do we know if that's a factor?
Well, one of the things I want to point out, sometimes it's not as much the amount of sleep that they get, but it's the quality of sleep that they get. So maybe if they don't have any issues as far as nasal breathing issues or anything, maybe 7 hours is just fine for them. But some of them may need to sleep 9 hours to feel properly rested because they've got sinus and nasal and allergy symptoms. Things you want to look for, how they feel when they wake up. I mean, I know teenagers tend to be groggy anyway.
Sure.
I have 2 of them. I know all about that. But just, you want to see if they wake up as time goes on. Are they groggy all the time? Or do they seem disconnected, not properly engaged? You want to look for those things. Are they having trouble in school from a different reason than you might suspect? So I think it's always a good idea to make sure we don't have any health issues.
So that would be a good place to go and start, would be to see someone such as yourself. And then what would you do to then diagnose the problem and the underlying reason why they might be so sluggish in school?
One of the things that children tend not to complain about these problems, so sometimes they may see a doctor and maybe we don't really think it sounds like it's such a major problem. But one of the things we do differently is we really talk about how these health issues are affecting that child and their quality of life. So thorough history is performed as always, a physical exam. We want to look at things like make sure their ears are clear, no wax, no fluid, make sure they don't have a deviated septum, make sure they don't have polyps and anything that contribute to disordered breathing, large tonsils, large adenoids. And from there we would order some testing maybe to further diagnose a problem depending on what we're looking at.
You know, it's funny, we were having a conversation in the commercial break before we came on the air, and we were talking about not knowing that you have an allergy or a problem. I would go to track practice and my nose would just run and run and run, or even cross country anytime I was outdoors, but I just accepted it, and I had no idea that, I mean, I've got some terrible allergies to this day are still a problem.
And it's a big issue. So people, again, you didn't know any difference, so you just thought that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happens too is that sometimes people are just told it's allergies, but it may not always just be allergies. It could be a deviated septum, it could be polyps, it could be vasomotor rhinitis, it could be a lot of different things. So it's a little pet peeve of mine, the whole catch-all. It's allergies, don't worry about it, in the standard prescription for Claritin.
Yeah, well, it's true. And it does not hurt to just go in to get a doctor such as yourself to look at the child to make sure that everything is okay. Why not? So do I need a referral to then come and see somebody such as yourself?
That is such a great question. One of the things that people often think is that we need a referral to see a specialist. That isn't always true. Sometimes you do because your insurance states that you do, but if your insurance doesn't require it, you can just call and make an appointment. So usually we'll know from the insurance whether you need a referral or not. So it's much easier than people think.
Yeah, and what did you bring with you? I've been staring at this the whole time we've been sitting here, but I've never asked you, what is this doing here? What is this?
I bought this here just to kind of show some of the anatomy in the nose. We're looking at the septum here, the turbinates, and this is a cross-sectional view, looking at the tongue. All of these things can contribute to problems with sleep. If you have a large tongue, if you have large tonsils, adenoids, swelling and congestion in your nose, deviated septum.
Yeah.
Definitely things that can contribute. Now, this is just if you suspect your child has sleep apnea, a great thing, it could be done at home to see, and it's a quick, easy test. So easy to find out whether they have it or not.
Yeah, we just need to come see you, and you're going to point us in
That's
the right
right.
direction. And there's a little bit of an added incentive for parents out there to come see you.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, for now with the back to school, we definitely will offer expedited appointments to anybody who feels that their child may have an issue so that we can get things underway and make sure they're good and going to have a great year ahead.
Do you know that is music to so many parents? parents' ears, expedited appointment.
Yes, expedited appointment.
Yes, I want
like
to come
it.
see you. I know when I get there, I'm going to get in at X time, and I would like to get out of there as soon as possible. Nothing against you, but there is something about, because I've done it with my twins.
Oh, yes.
My sister's 5-year-old twins. It's
Oh, wow.
an adventure.
That's got to be an adventure.
It is. You kind of have to hedge your bet. One runs this way, one runs the other way. You just kind of have to, which one do I want to go after? Which one has the scissors? And, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Dr. DePasquale, it is good seeing you as always. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so
here.
much.
We appreciate you, and for the advice and for more information, there's some contact information on the bottom of your screen. One of the best ways to reach out to her would be to simply call the number, which is 904-461-6060. You can visit and learn more about the St. Augustine Ear, Nose, and Throat by visiting saent.net, saent.net. And you can also keep up with Dr. DePasquale on Twitter by following her at Dr. K. DePasquale. And again, all that information is right there on your screen.